Alright guys, this is my 2016 Renegade Expat. I bought it at Cozy's in Chicago on Milwaukee Avenue. If you're ever in the area, stop by the shop. It's a great shop. It's 3 floors of bikes and everyone is great there, from the mechanics to the salespeople. Awesome people to deal with. So if you ever get a chance, go to Cozy's, Kozy, on Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago. This is my like I said, it's my 2016 Renegade, and I changed some parts around. So let's start with the crank set. The crank set and the cassette is the one that came with the bike. It's an FSA Omega 5034 in the front, compact, and the back is 1230 cassette. They're Shimano Tiagra 4700 group set, and brakes with the inboard cables that they don't come out, so it keeps it nice and clean. The cranks the pedals I did swap out. These are Crank Brothers Candy 2, which are awesome. I love them. They're clipless and they're just so easy to get in and out of, and it's not that big and it's not that small either, so for me it's perfect. What else did I swap out here? The seat post I swapped out. It came with a Ritchie seat post. I swapped it out with a Data 0100 alloy. It looks heavy, but it's not. It's fairly light, and it's very compliant. It dampens vibrations really well. And I also swapped out the Data, the stem. It came with a Ritchie stem. I swapped it out with a Data 02 stem. It's a little bit longer than what came with the bike. This is, I think, 100 millimeters. It came with 80 millimeters, and it just gives me a little bit more reach, so I could get down a little bit further in front, which I like. And the stem, if you look at it, originally it was a lot higher. It was about a couple inches higher, and the original Ritchie stem had a positive 6-degree rise. This is a negative 7-degree rise, and I cut off about 2 inches, so it's lower than what the bike came with, which I like. So I'm not a tall guy. As you can see, the bike is a 48, but when I sat in the original bike, I was sitting too high up, and I felt like I'm coming off a TT bike, so I like that low aero feel. So I cut off this steer tube and change out the stem. So now it's got a negative 7-degree, and it's about probably almost 2 inches shorter. So it's got the position, which I like a lot. I also swapped out the saddle. It came with a Sella saddle, which is fine, but I love Charge saddles. It doesn't look comfortable, but these saddles are very, very comfortable. This is a Charge Shallow, or the Charge Knife. That's what it is. It's a Charge Knife saddle, and it doesn't look comfortable, but it is. It's alloy chromoly rails, which are nice. The saddle bag is a Bontrager mini saddle, and what I love about this saddle bag is it's small, but it could fit a lot of the stuff I need. Lezyne also makes this, and Sycon makes them, and I'll show you in a sec what I really like about this particular saddle. If I turn the bike around, and you take a look, the zipper here, you could access it, you could open it up while it's still on the bike without having to take off the straps. And it's actually pretty big. I have Pedro tire levers, Toe Peak 9 multi-tool, and I also have a patch kit, so I could fit all that, and there's still a lot of room for keys, money, ID, inner tubes, so I could fit all that. Oops, let me just shove it back in place here. There we go. No problem. Like I said, you can close it up without having to take it off. The Lesign and the Sycon saddlebag, which they make similar saddles, the zipper goes all the way to the end here. So if you want to access anything here, you have to take this strap off, take it off the bike, and open it up. But with this, you can keep the strap on and you close it without having to remove the whole saddlebag. Another small feature, but it's also a great feature, if you look closely, I don't know if you can see it, right there, there's a small seal from the zipper. There's a teeth of the zipper. When you close it up, there's a layer of fabric here to protect it from mud, dirt, rain, so the zipper doesn't rust on you, or you don't get gunk caught all on it, because if you get caught, you know, you could get the zipper stuck and you could end up breaking it. But Bontrager was pretty smart in putting a little protective film in right outside of the zipper, so when it's sealed, no teeth are exposed, which is a great little feature. I also have on the back here, this is a Lesign Zecto light. It's 250 lumens. And it is really bright. That's 250 lumens for a rear light. That's pretty bright. And in the front, I have Lesign Hecto Drive, which is 400 lumens. You can see there. And it's also bright, which I love. Obviously, I don't keep the lights on the bike the whole time, only when I'm riding early in the morning or late afternoon, early evening. Okay, while we're up here, let's take a look at the hood. I have a Lesign Macro GPS, which I love. Let me turn it on. You hook it up with the Lesign app, and it gives you navigation, it gives you all the stats you want, cadence, power, if you have it, speed, elevation, turn-by-turn navigation. It's not like a Garmin map where it has an actual layout of the area you're riding on, but it's just if you punch in a destination, it'll give you turn-by-turn directions, which I think is great, and the screen is big enough, and I love it. I could have gone with a Garmin or a Wahoo, but it was just a little too much for me. I live in Chicago. I'm not a pro athlete. I'm not training for anything. I just like to ride, and sometimes I'll ride hard and I'll ride far, so I don't need all the stuff that Garmin and Wahoo has. To me, it was just overkill. But Lesign, I mean, this got more stuff than I need on its own. But anyway, I love it. It's great. And it's a black and white screen. What I like about that is it doesn't take you away from what you're doing, which is riding your bike. If you know, Garmin and Wahoo, they have color screens and it looks nice, but I don't want to be distracted looking down my screen while I'm riding. I like to ride, get the info that I need. It's got heart rate, cadence, time, distance, odometer. Yeah, I just got this, so I only have about 58 miles on it. And it's got a bunch of other stuff which I haven't set up. So if you go on the website, you could even have, you could set up the data pages here. You could, I think there's about 6 or 7 data pages with, you could have up to 8 fields in each data page. So they're even in the with this one, the macro, it's not even the most packed one. That's super GPS. This one is a macro GPS, and it's got a lot of stuff that you could plug into there. So I love, which I love. I have cadence on here, and it's right here, and it's let me flip the bike around. It's by Power Tap. Right there it is. You can see it right there. It's not a power meter, it's just for cadence, and it's connected through Bluetooth, which I love about Lezyne. This macro GPS is Bluetooth connected, not ANT plus. So if you're gonna pair third-party devices, make sure they're Bluetooth. And Power Tap, it does a job great. You just spin the cranks and it'll pick it up right away. And it's just strictly cadence. So I could have gone with a Lezyne powered cadence and speed, but then I would have to hook it up to the chain stay over here, and there's another piece and a couple of arms that you have to line up, which that's just this is more clean and minimal. And besides, I could use the speed, the GPS for speed and distance, so I don't need the magnet and the arm for that. So it's also nice. And I swapped out over here, I swapped out the bar tape. It came with the James Suede bar tape. I swapped it out with a Bontrager Super Tack. And I don't know if you could tell, but this is really plush. I think it's at least 2 millimeters thick, and it's tacky. And it's fairly easy to put on. So, and I thought just a different color. I thought give a little color to the bike, which I think looks nice. And over here, the tires, I swapped out the tires. It came with a Clement Explorer Push or Ush, I'm not sure what it was, which were knobby, which were fine, which were great. It was 35C tires. I swapped it out with Panaracer Pro Tight 35 centimeter tires. I like this better because I live in Chicago and I don't ride in the woods. It's more tarmac and maybe some gravel, but my past experiences riding, it's a lot of I could have bought a road bike, but I thought this was a little bit different, so I got this instead. But it's mostly tarmac where I ride, and you know, streets with potholes and loose gravel sometimes. But I thought these tires would be better suited for the way I ride. And it's doesn't have knobs, but still got a tread on there, so I'm assuming it's gonna be faster than the original tires. But the weather's been bad here, so I haven't really tested it out. I'll test it out in the next couple of days. What else here? Oh, I have Lezyne bottle cage. It's side specific, so I always grab with my bottle with my left hand. So when I'm riding, right here, I could access it from with my left hand as opposed to my right hand, which it's closed off over here. And they make left and right ones. And depending where you want to put it, make sure you get the right side, because you could put the bottle cage here, and another one on the bottom. And if take a look, I have attached a Pro Bike Tool mini pump. The mounts on the bottom of the frame. It's nice and small, and it does the job, and it fits perfect. I have enough clearance where it doesn't hit anything. And I thought I got this off Amazon, and it's worked out great so far. Just looking around the bike, it comes with Spire TRP mechanical brakes in the back and in the front, and it's got a through axle right here, and it's got these little attachments here if you want to attach fenders to it. So there's my bike. I have a lot of Lezyne products here. Lezyne. I think they're a great company. I know some people would disagree, but their customer service so far has been outstanding. Every time I've had an issue, I'd call them up. They're headquartered in San Luis Obispo in California, and there's a couple of guys there, and every time I call, I get the same guys, and they're riders themselves, and ask them any question, they're more than willing to talk about their products. So I've had no problems with Lezyne products and customer service. So let me know what you guys think. Well, there's my bike. It's a 2016 Jamis Renegade. I love it. It's a steel bike. It's not the lightest. It's maybe about 26 pounds, I think. About 11 kilos. But it's nice and comfortable, especially here in the city where I ride. It's a fun bike. All right, let me know what you guys think. Bye.